As we got an overview of application architecture and how RDBMS is relevant when it comes to application, now it is time for us to explore what all RDBMS technologies we have. As an individual or aspiring data engineer, you might have heard about quite a lot of database technologies. Some of the technologies are nothing but Oracle, then Snowflake, then you also might have heard about Databricks. Obviously, Postgres, which we are going to cover as part of the revision of SQL quite extensively. Then we have MySQL. We have MS SQL Server. If you are veteran in the industry, you also might have heard technologies such as Teradata, Greenplum, Vertica. Also, you might have heard about Sybase. Like this, there are quite a lot of different database technologies which you might have heard about. Also, you might have heard about technologies such as MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase, etc. MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase are considered as NoSQL database. These are considered as either RDBMS database technologies or data warehouse database technologies. One of the common aspect with all these database technologies is SQL. SQL is almost same in all these database technologies, but these are not RDBMS alone. Some of them are data warehouse technologies, others are RDBMS technologies. In this, Oracle is a RDBMS technology, MySQL is a RDBMS technology, Postgres is RDBMS technology, MS SQL or MS SQL Server is RDBMS technology, Sybase is RDBMS technology. So these are all RDBMS technologies. Even IBM DB2 is RDBMS technology. When it comes to our web or mobile application, we typically use one of these RDBMS technologies. Postgres is purely open source. There are different flavors of Postgres too. MySQL used to be open source, but it is acquired by Oracle. Still, Oracle support it as open source, but people are a little bit apprehensive that Oracle might close the openness of MySQL. That's why when it comes to open source, Postgres is the most popular choice as of today. When it comes to SQL Server, it is Microsoft proprietary RDBMS technology. Sybase is from SAP. In the similar manner, IBM have DB2, and there are quite a few other RDBMS technologies as well, but the market leader is Oracle. Then as aspiring data engineer, you might have heard about these technologies also: Snowflake, Databricks, Teradata, GCP BigQuery. Let me actually add GCP BigQuery here. It is a data warehouse technology from GCP. GCP stands for Google Cloud Platform. In the similar manner, we have AWS Redshift. Also, we have Azure. Azure is Microsoft Cloud. As part of Azure, we have Azure Synapse. All these fall under data warehouse technologies. We'll understand where they come into picture very soon, but keep in mind that these are not typically used for transactional based applications, especially web or mobile applications which accept transactions from the customers. For a retail core application, we use one of these RDBMS technologies. For analytics type of applications, we use these. We'll go to the details very soon. Now, if someone asks you what all database technologies you have used, first you have to categorize and then answer. You should say, I have worked on so and so RDBMS database technologies and also so and so data warehouse technologies. When it comes to SQL, SQL is common across all these. There might be some subtle differences based on how it is implemented in these database technologies, but most of the SQL queries will work in almost all the database technologies with a little bit tweaks. In this module, keep in mind that you are actually revising SQL using Postgres. I have demonstrated using Postgres because it is open source and also easy to set up. You are not learning Postgres here, you are revising SQL. Don't deep dive into Postgres while revising SQL as part of this module. Also keep in mind that SQL is like remote to a TV. If you consider Oracle as a Samsung TV, MySQL as a Sony TV, Postgres as Panasonic TV, then you are just using SQL as remote to interact with these databases. If you think about it, the Samsung TV remote will be a little bit different to LG TV remote and Panasonic TV remote or Sony TV remote. But as user, you will be able to operate respect to remote against respect to TV without any glitches, right? SQL is also similar to that when it comes to interacting with underlying RDBMS technology. When it comes to the differences, for example, if you wanted to get first 10 rows in Oracle, you have to use the row name less than or equal to 10 in where clause. When it comes to MySQL and Postgres, you have to use the limit 10 after the entire query. The last two words should be limit 10 to get first 10 records. When it comes to MS SQL Server, you have to use the top 10 in a select clause to get first 10 records. Like this, there will be some subtle differences which you should be familiar about as you gain experience in working with different database technologies. Other than that, when it comes to typical joins, aggregations, and all, the syntax and semantics of the queries is the same across these database technologies. When it comes to data warehouse, the differences will be a lot more. We'll actually go to the details at a later point in time. But first, we'll actually focus on revising SQL using RDBMS. In our case, we are going to use Postgres. Make sure you start revising or learning or exploring SQL from the perspective of data engineering, going through whatever content that is covered as part of this module. Once we are fairly comfortable with SQL, then we can actually explore the other technologies which are relevant for data engineering. It can be Python as programming language. It can be Snowflake or Databricks or Redshift or Synapse for data warehouse. It can be cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, GCP. Whatever are relevant, we should be able to explore.